A very good day to Madam Jamila. My name is Gabriel, and I would like to present my final year project topic, FYP1, and the topic is exploring the behavior and attitude of youth through social media. I would like to start with first the introduction of the study. The introduction of the study is that we will be talking about the introduction of the study and the background of study. The first thing is in the introduction of study, I as a researcher have found that in social media there is especially in exploring the behavior and attitude, there is a correlation. There's a point of it decreases the relational ability. I have found that when youths use social media, it decreases the relational ability. Not only that, youths are actively involved in media usage, and it also interact highly. They also interact highly with communication media. And as a researcher, I have found that social media is changing and youths are much more interested in short story videos. For example, the 15-minute Instagram short story or TikTok 30-second video where they can introduce their dance moves and showcase their talent. And however, despite all that, there is a problem that is found by the researcher, myself, that although there are positive behavior and attitude which come out of social media, come out of the usage of social media, but there are also negative behavior of attitude that are affected because of the usage of social media by youth. Unfortunately, I have found that there are more negative behavior and attitude from social media than positive ones. Also, another problem is that the amounts of time spent on social media is more than time spent physically with friends and family. And youths today create a virtual reality and they use it as a form of escapism from social problems. So every time youths face a problem, they go to social media to divert that problem, and they rant or they spend their time there more so that the real problem in reality does not emerge or interfere. Next, we move on to the objectives. The objectives of this study is to explore the behavior and attitude traits of youth through social platforms from the perspective of users and gratification. The social platforms are WhatsApp, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. The purpose of this study is also to understand the popularity of social media among youths and the effectiveness it has towards their behavior and attitudes as youths. The specific study of this topic of this final year project is to explore the behavior and attitude among youth using social media through their interactions with friends and family, as well as to analyze effects of social media usage among youths. Next, we move on to the research questions. There are two research questions. The first one is how to explore the behavior and attitude of youths when using social media when they are socializing with family and friends. And the last one is how does social media affect the youth? And now we move on to the literature review. There are several points of argument, both past, present, and the first one is I, as the researcher, have found that changes of behavior and attitude through social media in youths is relationship together, that there is a relationship with mental illness, and that social media actually does have an effect on youth today, or to youths today, and there is a relationship there. And a lot of scholars, past scholars, have found that relationship to be significant. Another point is that youths today are affected from social media because of the overly excessive usage of social media. They can either be the top 5 platforms: Instagram, WhatsApp, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter. The next is teens and youths often mistakenly jump to negative sites, which leads to an accumulation of negative information which causes detrimental effects to the youth's behavior. As we know, youths are still young, and oftentimes due to the environment that they are carried into, they naturally will have a certain effect on their behavior. And youths share their information online while knowing the dangers of being scammed or hacked by unknown sources. Today, there are more and more examples such as this, and it is evident through the several researches that have been found, especially from previous findings and the present one. Social media has influenced youth's social life, relationship, lifestyle, and health. This is truth to be said, as today we often see youths with their phones and on their hands, and oftentimes they would bring them everywhere they go. When they wake up, the first thing that they do is they go on social media. When they go to school, after that they'll bring the social media everywhere that they go. They rely on social media for information, for communication, or interactive access. So it has dictated and navigated the way they have lived their life. Not only that, youth's personal image has been affected, and there are comparisons to other Instagram users based on 3 things: lifestyle, appearance, and number of followers. So they gain their identity through social media, and that is where the theory of uses and gratifications comes into part. That they have found their identity not on their own self, on their own upbringing, but on social media and other people's lifestyle. Next, we move on to the method. The method of this research is quantitative method approach. That means that I, as the researcher, will look towards the survey, collecting and generating data to achieve the best possible result. How do we do that? Or how do I do that? I will be using SPSS and to find the proper information. Therefore, I will tabulate data, and I will ensure that the data collected is precise and accurate. The next one is a questionnaire will be used as an instrument to gather data. A questionnaire means that it will have 5 Likert scales, and it will cover 5 sections as well. In the questionnaire, there will be a demographic information, for example, race, age, gender, and the knowledge about social media. Knowledge about social media is what is TikTok? How long have you been on TikTok? And section C, D, and E is more of their time spent and the purpose used, and how do they feel after using social media. Does it have an effect on your cognitive mind? How do you react to it? This is where the 5 levels of Likert scale. They are highly agree, neutral, disagree, and highly disagree. So the respondents can answer accordingly based on their experiences and personal time used with social media. That is all for my presentation. Have a very nice day. Take care. Stay safe. Thank you.